So it's Halloween weekend, and if you've been here for a while, you'll know that every year we do a Halloween party, and I make a piñata. And it's Friday and we're doing it tomorrow and I haven't started. But the kids asked for an extra strong one because last year's wasn't that strong because the year before that they'd had trouble breaking into it. But now they want a strong one again. So I thought, what is stronger than a box? So this is what my glass pumpkin came in that I got from Home Bargains. And I'm like, that's going to take a lot of force to smash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this in these what do you call them? Streamer strips. It's like crepe paper but in a strip. And in a minute, it's Elsa. So I'm going to wrap that all the way around. And then I'm going to have to find some black card because what I think I'm going to do is turn this into Elsa. A Minecraft creeper because that's the only thing I can think of that's sort of square. So yeah, I've got that to do, and we're also going to make some tasty treats. Oh, that's the ribbon for it. So that's to hang it up. We do it outside so the kids don't break anything. But I'm making a brownie graveyard. So you make the brownie and then you put like little graves on it and stuff. And I have this mold, right? And it's a skull and it's like got its mouth open. So I thought I could maybe put white chocolate in here and like have it coming up out of the ground, out of the soil. Which is just going to be crushed up Oreos. Problem is, there's no white chocolate anywhere. And I don't know why, because I've tried every shop. All I could get was these small Milky Bars, and they were like expensive enough. So I only got 2 packets. And I don't know if this is going to be enough to fill the mold. I do have milk chocolate, so we might have a half white, half brown skull. Elsa is meowing away. So yeah, I'm gonna let her out before I continue. Okay, Elsa's in the other room. All she wanted was for me to open the door. Anyway, for the brownie, I'm just using a box one this time, and I'm gonna cover it in Angel Delight, and then I'm gonna crush up some Oreos for the sort of like soil part, and I've got the brownie flavored ones and the normal ones. And then I'm gonna make some chocolate gravestones, but we do have this. Which could be used to make biscuity gravestones, and maybe we will let the kids decorate those because we usually have something else that they can decorate as well. And then all of this pile here, this is like basically prizes because we do lots of games. So I've got like wristbands and things, marshmallow. This is for Pass the Parcel. This is going to be the center prize because it's the biggest thing. So I've got some tissue paper, and I like to alternate the layers between tissue paper and newspaper so they know when they've torn off one layer so the kids don't get too excited and tear through 2. I got some of these pens which light up and they do little motions. So these will be all for the games. And this year we ended up buying the games instead of me making them. So we've got Spooky Bingo, we've got Witch Hat Hoopla. We've got Pin the Smile on the pumpkin. Usually I do my own version of this sort of thing where it's a skeleton and then I've cut out a bunch of little clothes that they can pin on. And we're also going to be doing a scavenger hunt. So yeah. So yeah, these are all like pre-prepared stuff to save me a little bit of time. And for the piñata, I've got these 2 big bags of sweets. The kids are always trying to convince me that they need more sweets in it. They do not. So yeah, I'm going to get on with melting the chocolate and seeing if it will be enough to fill this mold. Okay, so this does not look as good as I thought it was going to. I realized that the white chocolate wasn't going to be enough, so I threw in some pieces of milk chocolate and kind of like figured it could have like a nice marble effect, but yeah, it doesn't look that good. Hopefully it'll be fine when I turn it out of the mold, but yeah, it's not looking pretty right now. Right, the skull is chilling out in the fridge next to some bell peppers, and I'm going to get started on these brownies. So it does say that you can make them either with oil and eggs and water or with butter and eggs. The only kind of butter I have is this one, which is the butter and oil. So I think that should be fine. I'm just going to melt this up with a couple of eggs. And the oven is preheating, so we should all be good to go. Okay, this thing is ready for the oven and it's going to take about 25 minutes. Although our oven can be a little slow, so we might end up somewhere near 30. So yeah, I'm just going to try not to burn it. Okay, so I'm on to making the piñata. And I'm adding the sweets in first, because sometimes I think that's easier. And this is pretty sturdy, so I think it should be fine. I have cut like little slits into the box just to add in some weak points. And then I'm going to put ribbon around it to hang it up, and then I'll decorate it. And ooh, are these apple? That's my favorite. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep some of these for me, I think. Wow, we are having trouble focusing today. All of this out, which frankly took far too long, really. All these little cuts, even though I folded over a few times so I don't have to do as many snips, it still took a long time. Anyway, the box is pretty much ready to be glued. I did the bottom. The bottom is half dry, and this is just going to remain like flat instead of with the fancy bits. Because like no one's going to see this and I don't think it really matters, but it's still pretty damp, but it's dry enough that I can like sit it on its bottom while I stick all of that on. Alright, so it's all covered. It's quite soggy though, so I'm going to have to leave it to dry overnight, and then tomorrow I will stick on the face. Okay, it's almost time for the party. The piñata is done. I've got my Halloween hat out, which is mandatory. The brownie came out fine. I put some chocolate on that because I had some left over. I don't know what it is about this chocolate, but it did not want to pipe. But I've tried to do some bones, some RIPs. These were meant to be skulls. It doesn't look as good in brown chocolate as it would have in white, but like I say, I couldn't get any. This is how the skull came out, which I think looks like, it kind of looks cool. I got a bit of marbling, but it kind of looks just like mush coloured. So that is the pudding. That's going to go on top of there. I've crushed up this bag of Oreos, and I made some biscuit graves and some little, well, they were meant to be people, but they're not very people shaped. I've got some eyeballs, and some icing so the kids can all decorate their own sort of like gravestones. So yeah, I just need to finish packing these up with some tin foil, and I've got all the prizes wrapped all ready to go in a bag for some games. So yeah, I don't know how much footage I'll get, but hopefully I'll get some of the piñata being smashed up. So after all those sweets, the next day I decided I wanted to make something savoury. And what I'm making here is like cheesy sticks. So I've got a sheet of puff pastry, and I've got some mixed grated cheese. I think there's mozzarella and cheddar and all sorts in there. And I'm just going to sandwich it in between. Oh, and I've got pecorino here as well. Sorry, pecorino. Because that's the cheesy kind of cheese, like, you know, like the extra cheesy kind. Am I saying this right? Anyway, I like to flavour mine with garlic, some herbs, and lots of smoked paprika. Because it doesn't really have a strong flavour once you cook it, so you need a lot more than you would initially think. So this is not too much. And then I've got an egg wash on there to help all the layers stick together. And I think I get some points for doing that one-handed. So I just press that down lightly together to make sure the two layers stick. And then I've got this biscuit cutter, and obviously it's in a bone shape. And I use this thing once a year. I bought it specifically to make bone-shaped cheesy straws, and that is all I've ever used it for. But here I did forget to flour it first, so obviously like it just stuck. So I did flour it, but honestly it didn't. I didn't fare much better. It's still pretty sticky. That's because there's the egg between the two layers. So it just, yeah. Anyway, eventually I managed to get them all cut out. And they really cute because they stay in exactly the shape. And I put lots of lopshibor cheese on top. And then this is all the spare bits, right? So what I've got is a camembert. And I've always wanted to do this, and I don't think I ever have. I'm doing baked camembert, so it's on an oven-proof dish, and I'm just putting it in between all the offcuts of that puff pastry, and then everything just goes in the oven. Oh, and I did put rosemary in there to jazz it up a bit, like, you know, like a real adult. And then this is how the bones came out, and I completely forget every year that if I put the seasoning on top, it immediately goes black because it burns. Smoked paprika burns. They still tasted very good. They weren't burnt overall. It was just the smoked paprika. It just goes black. Anyway, this camembert. I even drizzled olive oil on it, right? And it was so good. I'm definitely doing another one. I think maybe Christmas.
because I dipped everything in here. I dipped some crackers, but with that puff pastry, oh, it's such a great combination. Like, it was so good, and I'm hungry.
So I have orders. I have one big one. This one's got to go all the way to the US, and they've ordered 6 of my froggy pin designs, which is great. And it's also nice that another person is sort of taking advantage of the 10 for £10 badge deal that I've got on at the minute. So this all needs packing up. So I don't want these rattling around. So they're going to go in their own separate bag. And I'm going to get some little bags for these. And then I've got these 3. These are all separate orders. I know this is a Christmas gift for someone, so I need to put a note in for that. 'Cause someone's left a message for them. So yeah, very happy to have another big order. I don't tend to get many big orders. It tends to be people order one thing at a time usually. So yeah, this is nice. Okay, first one is done. I've written the thank you card. I'm popping in 2 stickers, the house and the sleepy froggy. Best not forget my business card. Okay, is that it? Yes, that's everything. Okay, yeah, that's that's number 1 done. Okay, those are all packed and ready to go. So I just need to do a quick post office run. Story of my life, really. And then I think it's time for lunch. I'm hungry.